everybody, welcome back to UK Gaming Network, and welcome back to my countdown of the top 100 games to add to your A500 Mini. We're reaching the upper echelons of my countdown now as we enter the top 30, and this episode should probably come with an epilepsy warning, which probably gives you some idea of what one of the games is going to be. So if you're at all sensitive to flashing lights, you may want to skip the game at number 24, or just look away. But without further ado, let's get on with what's at number 30.
If you ever want an example of why graphics in games don't matter, simply play Chip's Challenge. It looks shockingly basic, but it's functional, and the puzzles are the game's main draw anyway. The designers serve up one incredible brain teaser after another over the game's 148 levels, and it's to the game's credit that you'll want to solve them all. I'll never understand why, when they decided to make a fourth movie, Lucasfilm didn't just adapt Indiana Jones and the Fates of Atlantis. Every aspect of the story is better than what we got, and with this being a LucasArts adventure, its presentation is note perfect. With a choice of 3 paths through the game and 2 different endings, you'll definitely want to play through it more than once. Being purely for the A1200 allowed Banshee from Core Design to be easily one of the best looking shoot-em-ups. Not that you'll get a lot of time to see the attention to detail, as it throws you right in at the deep end. Even on easy difficulty, it's not. It's all about learning how to get your power-ups quickly and then maintaining them. Adding a second player helps, but not by much. Fire and Ice succeeds where other platform games failed, simply by doing things its own way, rather than trying to copy what came before. Also, in Cool Coyote, it has one of the best characters on the Amiga. From the moment he appears on the title screen, bashing out the theme tune on a piano, you know that you're going to be in for a treat. Bomb Jack might just be my favourite arcade game of all time, and the only way to describe the 1989 Amiga version is a complete travesty. Independent developer McGeezer stepped forward in 2018 with this, subtitled The Beer Edition, and released via public domain. It's easily the best version of the game outside of an arcade, with only subtle differences that veterans like me would spot. The first 2 Crazy Cars games are 2 of the worst racing games I've ever played, so my expectations for the third were rock bottom. That made the brilliance of Crazy Cars 3 all the more incredible. Each of the game's road races has an entry fee, making victory all the more important. And when your opponents start placing side bets too, it's hard to say no. For over 40 years, Jeff Minter has made games, and he's always made them his own way. Llamatron is his loving homage to Robotron, only with llamas naturally. Firing is handled automatically, and you simply hold a button to lock the direction, effortlessly solving how to make a twin-stick shooter work on a single-button joystick. It remains an all-out sensory assault in the best possible way. The Settlers could very well be the most relaxing game ever made. You can lose hours simply watching your woodcutters, miners and fishermen go about their daily business, as you listen to the chilled out music. What's great about the game overall is how it doesn't force you to play in a specific way, so you can keep everything as simple or as complex as you want it. There are many who consider R-Type 2 to be the Amiga's best side-scrolling shooter, but as far as I'm concerned, the sequel is inferior to the original in almost every way. Famed developer Factor 5, makers of the Turrican series, delivered a startlingly accurate home version of the arcade classic, and it remains impressive all these years later. Mega-lo-Mania announced the return of Sensible Software after 3 years and kicked off their most successful period. It's a real-time strategy game that pared back everything so that it could be controlled entirely on the mouse. With a few button clicks you can expand your army, mine for minerals and advance your technology. Nailing these fundamentals in the early levels meant that you never became overwhelmed on the latter ones.
So that wraps up another part of my list. If you're enjoying this countdown, then please give me a like and subscribe and let me know. Or maybe even just put something in the comments and tell me about your favourite games and what you're hoping to see further up the countdown. Maybe even predict what game's going to be number 1. I'll be live streaming all of these games over on my Twitch channel. Just click the link below at various points over the next week. So make sure you don't miss out on those. And I hope I'll see you all on the next part. Bye for now.